Now, since GSI versions of standard Vauxhall models delivered rewardingly sharp handling without unnecessary and inefficient increases in power. This Insignia GSI revives that formula and does so with diesel power in a manner that'll surprise those used to the laid-back demeanour of the standard version. Power, after all, is nothing without control.
So, just how much of a sporting difference can a team of handling experts make to a car without changing either its engine or its basic mechanical specification? Well, we're about to find out. Touring car champion Volker Strycek and his team were given the world's greatest racetrack, the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and plenty of latitude to play with the setup of this contender in a bid to turn it from fleet favourite to fast GT. Now, the end result didn't need to be quite as wild as the previous VXR model, but it did have to satisfy at the wheel in a way that no previous Insignia model ever has. The key raw materials here include a state-of-the-art torque vectoring all-wheel drive system, including a clever GKN twin clutch setup. That's a so-called twinster diff, which at speed on a twisty road is able to apply torque to one or both of the rear wheels independently. Plus, there's a FlexRide adaptive damping system that tweaks not only the ride quality, but also the steering feel, the throttle response, and the shift points of the standard 8-speed automatic transmission. Engine-wise, GSI buyers are offered the 210 PS bi-turbo diesel that we're trying here, a 2-litre unit that puts out 480 newton-metres of torque and gets to 62 miles an hour in 7.5 seconds en route to 145 mph. Starting with this basic recipe, Strycek and his team then firmed up the suspension, lowered the ride height and tweaked the anti-roll bars to dial out understeer. They also added grippier Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres and bigger Brembo brakes. Less successful in our view with the changes made to the steering, which still lacks the kind of feel that you'd ideally want when you're pushing on. As part of more ordinary motoring though, owners will have greater interest in potential running cost returns. Now this diesel variant manages 38.7 mpg on the combined cycle and 192 grams per kilometre of CO2. Vauxhall's GSI branding is supposed to designate a slightly less extreme approach than was characterised by the old VXR badging, but this seriously sporting Insignia still has plenty of street-side presence. Up front, the key GSI differentiation point lies with the Extravert chromed air intakes that you'll find on each corner of this reprofiled bumper with its wide body-coloured lower splitter. Move to the side, and if you're a potential buyer, you'll probably note the way that this GSI variant sports chassis sits 10mm lower than the lesser derivatives, and that's a demeanour emphasised by these sculpted side sills. The wheels are the largest you can have on an Insignia. These bespoke 20-inch rims are lighter than those used elsewhere in the range. They're embellished with Brembo calipers and clad with grippy Michelin Pilot Sport 4S rubber. Take a seat inside, and if you don't happen to be familiar with this second generation Insignia design, then you might well be very favourably impressed with the considerable improvement in quality that's been delivered this time around. For GSI buyers, there are aluminium pedals, a flat-bottomed sports steering wheel, and most notably, these superbly comfortable winged leather sport seats with GSI branding, and they feature heating, cooled ventilation, and even a massage function. Some bespoke instrumentation would have been nice to complete the package, but that's not on offer. Still, the binnacle gauges are smart and they're well laid out. The central part of the dial pack is taken up with an 8-inch colour screen that can show various customisable layouts. Anything that this can't tell you will almost certainly be found on this 8-inch centre dash IntelliLink infotainment monitor, and that comes equipped with the usual DAB stereo, Bluetooth phone and Apple CarPlay or Android Auto phone connectivity features. There's navigation too, and that works with the OnStar personal connectivity and service assistant. Now this includes a vehicle tracking system in case of theft. It creates in your Insignia an in-car Wi-Fi hotspot, and it'll allow you to monitor key vehicle information via a downloadable My Vauxhall smartphone app. OnStar will also automatically alert the emergency services if the airbags deploy. And if you press the system's blue button on the roof here, then you'll be connected through to an operator, and they can find out just about any information that you might need throughout your journey. Time to take a seat in the rear. Once inside, you really notice the benefits of this second generation Insignia model's extra 92mm of wheelbase, as you'd expect from a car that's now nearly 5 metres in length, so it's nearly as long as an enormous Audi Q7 SUV. There's plenty of room for one really tall adult to sit behind another. Finally, let's take a look in the boot. Now, capacity has dropped a little over the previous generation VXR model, but the 490-litre total is still more than you get in a premium branded model in this segment. And Vauxhall claims correctly that the space you do get is very usable thanks to a square opening aperture and a low loading sill. Push forward the rear bench here. And that features a useful 40-20-40 split, and 1,450 litres of fresh air can be freed up. Now, if you need that kind of flexibility on a regular basis, the Sports Tourer Estate body style will appeal, and that variant features a 560-litre boot that's extendable to 1,665 litres. The Insignia GSI is a far more justifiable proposition than its VXR predecessor. There simply isn't a really direct rival at this price point that can offer you the same combination of performance, handling, traction and luxury. In short, you really do get a lot of car for less than £35,000. Which leaves us with what? Well, a pretty polished attempt at turning a fleet favourite into a credible driver's car without adding in unnecessary extra power. Most GSI owners will never experience just how dynamically capable this car can be, but take it from us, the job's been done properly.